I don't understand it either. It's not what I voted for. I voted for the criminals to be removed. 100%.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ballistic Gist. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you will be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright lovelies, let's get into today's stages of videos.
So the gentleman in that video is from Florida, and he's a general contractor, and he voted for President Taco D in the 2024 election, and he's actually quite concerned and worried about his undocumented workers who are actually getting deported. And in his video, he's actually making a direct plea to President Taco D, and he actually has a solution.
Get them legal status. Somehow, under a work visa, background check them.
And as you just saw in that clip, he said that he wants President Taco D to run comprehensive background checks, as well as grant these folks visas. Now, for me, I actually voted blue for quite a while. I'm a hardcore Democrat, and I vote because I agree with a lot of their policies, as well as the fact that I do believe a lot of those policies would actually benefit a lot of other people. And I've noticed that the other side tends to vote for a lot of policies that will only benefit themselves, but then they start to freak out when things don't go their way and start to affect them personally. And I actually scrolled through that video to go through the comment section, and the comment section is basically just torching this guy. And then I noticed that he actually replied to a few of those comments with this. And he responded with this comment to a lot of people who are saying that he's only making this type of video because it's affecting him personally now. Now, for me personally, we all saw that President Taco D ran on mass deportations, and he's actually following through on it. So I genuinely don't know why people on your side of the aisle are freaking out, because it's what you voted for. The answers were clearly in front of you. It was an open book test. It was stated in Project 2025, and many of us on this side of the aisle were actually trying to warn you and tell you guys, but you know, we kept getting called names, TDS, etc., etc. And if you were paying attention, former President Biden as well as VP Harris both ran on the platform for a pathway to citizenship for a lot of the undocumented folks that are in this country, the ones that actually do a lot of hard work. So if you've gotten to the end of this video, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you think about this situation. And my name is Philip, and if you do like what I post, please consider giving me a like, share, follow, and repost, as it really does help my page out. Thank you.
There are a lot of hardworking immigrants in this country that are building this.
And you voted against every single solitary one of them. You did. You have a construction company filled with all these hardworking immigrants, yet you voted for the guy that literally started off his run to the White House in 2015 by demonizing some of those same people. It can happen to you. You're one of those "it can happen to you" type voters, aren't you? You're perfectly okay with cruelty as long as it doesn't happen to you. But when it happens to you, it's a problem now. Listen, let me get one thing straight, okay? Men like yourself, men like you, have always been a detriment to forward progress in this country. A lot of people won't tell you that, but I will. It is your selfish nature that continues to haunt all of us. All of us. Quick question. You hired all these hardworking people. Did you think they were criminals? So then why in the fuck would you vote against them? And now it has happened to you. Now there's a problem. Now there's a problem. Do you understand? Your xenophobia pales in comparison to the xenophobia of one Stephen Miller, who has been at Trump's side since 2015, 2016, when he won the first time. And Stephen Miller doesn't like brown people. He's not very fond of black folks either, but he doesn't like brown people. He doesn't like people speaking Spanish. Stephen Miller has made no secret of this. None. He is part of the architecture that is Project 2025. He probably helped to draft Agenda 47. I would not be surprised if he did. And it is Stephen Miller's immigration policy that has hurt you. The quickest and easiest way to make sure Stephen Miller doesn't mess with your business is to make sure that Stephen Miller isn't anywhere near the levers of power. But again, this is why men like you are the detriment to the rest of us. It's your selfish nature, buddy. Pretty sure you call yourself a Christian, wanting brown people kicked out of here, and then electing somebody that doesn't like brown people at all, who has somebody on his staff who definitely doesn't like brown people at all. Not very Christ-like, is it? And the only reason you even making these videos is because it hit you. The selfishness is what keeps us back. The selfishness. You are now reckoning with the choices you made in defense of somebody who told you exactly what he was going to do, and who has somebody on his staff who definitely told you what he was going to do. He wrote it down in a book, and the only reason you care is because it affected you. You understand there's a reason that the voting populace has wrote off white men completely. Oh, sure, the Republican and Democratic Party will cater to you. They will. Don't get me wrong. They'll listen to your concerns. They will make policies that benefit you. But the rest of us, we don't depend on y'all for shit. Because at the end of the day, it will be about your interest as opposed to everyone else's. Stephen Miller does not like brown people. If you speak a lick of Spanish, he wants you gone. He has been saying this for 10 years. He has been saying this to Donald Trump for 10 years. And then Donald Trump, being the useful puppet that he is, goes up and repeats it. And here you are. Yeah, build that wall. And then you wrote it down in a book. And the only reason you care is because it affected you. You understand there's a reason that the voting populace has wrote off white men completely. Oh, sure, the Republican and Democratic Party will cater to you. They will. Don't get me wrong. They'll listen to your concerns. They will make policies that benefit you. But the rest of us, we don't depend on y'all for shit. Because at the end of the day, it will be about your interest as opposed to everyone else's. Stephen Miller does not like brown people. If you speak a lick of Spanish, he wants you gone. He has been saying this for 10 years. He has been saying this to Donald Trump for 10 years. And then Donald Trump, being the useful puppet that he is, goes up and repeats it. And here you are. Yeah, build that wall. And then you realize that your business, the one that you make money off of, the one that you feed your family with, is made up of a lot of immigrants. Like you said, hardworking people that are building things. You might as well have just looked at all of them and said, hey, you know, I don't like none of you. All you got to go. You said that with your vote. You damn sure did. Trump hasn't changed. How much support did you give him? Did you vote for him all 3 times? Or did you just vote him for the last 2 or the first 2 or what have you? You look like an all 3 times kind of guy. And now you make videos complaining about the policies put in place by the guy you voted for. You even said it. I didn't vote for this. Oh, yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did. You only care now because them pockets got hit. You and all your other construction friends who probably all voted Republican, probably all supported Donald Trump, and now all of you are hurting. I didn't vote for this. Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did. So here is a moment of reflection. I'm pretty sure you won't do it, but here's a moment of reflection. That self-made man shit should be buried on one of your construction sites, because no one does anything alone. If you genuinely care about the men and women that work for you, you will realize that you are not self-made. You had help, a collective thought process, if you will. And then you will take more reflection and see whether or not those values that you love so much, the ones that I'm pretty sure probably come from the Bible, that Jesus guy, try living more like him. Instead of living more like the evangelical warrior Jesus, who slays and kills, doesn't care. Think about your family's welfare. Think about the money that you use to pay your bills and things of that nature. Now ask yourself this question. How easy would it have been for you to do all of this without those same people you voted against? If at the end of this you think you still are a self-made man and you did this all on your own and this, that, and the third, and this phone, I wish you good fortune in the bankruptcies to come. But if, at the end of this, you suddenly realize that the criminals that you want out and the hard-working people that you want in are the same to one person or 2 people, maybe you won't vote for them. Either way, as we always have said since November 5th of 2024, you got exactly what you voted for. Good job.
So let me get this straight. A man from Florida, a general contractor, voted for mass deportations. He's proudly backed President Donald Trump in the 2024 election, and now he's begging the same president for mercy because the very workers his business depends on are being deported. You can't make this stuff up. Let's talk about what is actually happening. This man, we will call him Mike, owns a construction company in Florida. Like many in his field, he employs undocumented workers. He voted for Donald Trump because he believed criminals should be deported. Only the bad ones, he said. But here is the catch. Immigration policy doesn't work like a Nollywood script. It doesn't just snatch up the bad guys while leaving the hardworking, humble workers untouched. When the machine starts rolling, everyone without papers gets caught in its part. Now, Mike is facing the consequences, not just personally but professionally. His workforce is tiny, projects are delayed, and now he's on a TikTok or Instagram making videos directly pleading with President Donald Trump. He even proposed a solution: run background checks on undocumented workers and grant them visas, which, by the way, sounds a little like a Democrat platform he voted against. Let's talk about the irony here. Mike voted for a candidate whose entire platform was literally built on mass deportation. It was in a project 2025, it was said loudly, repeatedly, clearly. And when that plan starts getting implemented, suddenly Mike's worried. This is the part that is so hard to watch. It's not just hypocrisy, it's a warning. Because too often people vote based on slogans, not policy. They vote for anger, not outcomes. They vote for punishment, not imagining the laws they cheer for might one day knock on their door. And now he wants to reverse the rules, now that it affects him. People in the comments are roasting him, and honestly, I get it. Now it matters because it's just your workers. You voted for this, why are you crying now? And the man responds by saying, I didn't vote for this, I just wanted the criminals out. But again, how do we think that works? The idea that you can surgically remove just the bad immigrants is a fantasy. The deportation system doesn't check your character, they check your paperwork. If you don't have it, you are out. That is it. No contest, no debate, no appeal. So when someone like mine tries to argue nuisance after the hammer falls, it's too late, because you can't vote for fire, then complain when your own house starts to burn. You can't demand law and order, then beg for exception when it affects your bank account. This is exactly why immigration policy has to be human, thoughtful, and practical, not fueled by fear of politics. Mike employees were never the problem. They are skilled, they work hard, they have probably done more for his business than anyone else. But now they are being taken away, and he's just now realizing that the system doesn't care about the difference between criminals and contributors. Let's zoom out a bit. This is what happens when people vote for culture wars instead of a real solution. President Donald Trump made it clear: no pathway to citizenship, no reform, just removal. And to those of us who supported more progressive, compassionate policy, we were called soft, TDS, snowflakes, libs. But look where we are now. We try to tell you, Biden and Harris ran on creating a pathway for undocumented workers who have been here for years, paid taxes, and built lives. But the other side wanted wars, raids, and removals. And now that the consequences are real, they want compromises. Let's be honest, some people vote just to own the libs. But when that vote ends up hurting their neighbors, their co-workers, or themselves, they suddenly realize this wasn't a game. Immigration isn't about just numbers and borders, it's about people, families, workers, communities, and undocumented workers are often the backbone of industries like construction, agriculture, and hospitality. They are not criminals, they are not threats, they are human beings trying to survive, contribute, and create a better life. If this solution teaches us anything, it's this: laws made in hate never bring peace. Policy built on fear always come back to bite the people who thought they were safe. And when it comes to immigration, blanket punishment rarely lead to justice. So what do you think? Was this man novel, hypocritical, or just waking up to reality? Should his undocumented workers be spared, or is this just karma in real time? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to hear from all sides, because this isn't just politics. It's about who we are and who we want to become as country. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you believe compassion should never come too late. See you in the next one.